D'Angelo. They can't exactly pull everybody to the main roster, I suppose, huh?
Sure. I mean, it is what it is.
That's where they are. Tony D'Angelo is the NXT champion. Like I say, I'm not going to sit there and wax poetic about every single guy that ever had the NXT championship. But is it safe to say that he is currently the Jinder Mahal of NXT champions?
Oof. I'd have to go back.
Am I missing anybody worse?
There's gotta be. I don't think Tony D'Angelo is the worst thing.
I don't know, man. If we're looking at NXT champions, he's probably the worst one. I mean, really, if we're stopping and thinking about it.
Because
even all the
Seth Rollins.
Unfortunately, I have to say no.
All right, here we go. I got
the
list. I got the list right here. May as well start off. Wrestling Soup. I'm Anthony.
Yo.
He's Joe. We're opening up the show by trying to determine who was the worst NXT champion. Joe is putting favor in at Tony D'Angelo being the worst NXT champion, but we started off in 2012 with Seth Rollins. Then we go to Big E.
Yeah, see, much better.
Much better. Bo Dallas.
Still better.
Adrian Neville.
Much better.
Really?
Much better than Tony D'Angelo.
Oh yes, my God, yes. You know what? Fair. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke, Joe again, Shinsuke again, Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Bobby Roode. I'd still put Bobby Roode above Tony D'Angelo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bobby Roode could talk, and he was passable in the ring. He looks good. Like, I see why you might have thought he'd have been able to do something. I think he just got there a little too old. Like, I think he was not ready, or I don't want to say not ready, but not willing to slave away, kind of like what LA Knight did.
I don't know. You're saying this. While Bobby Roode comes in on the heels of Shinsuke and Samoa Joe, two real young spring chickens. So,
that's true. No, I just mean for the main roster transition.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think he got up there and he was like, all right, I'll do my one note thing. I'll make some money and, whatever. If they offer me a job to do something other than take bumps, I'm good for it.
Yeah.
And there he went,
I did like Bobby Roode, though. Drew McIntyre.
Much better.
Andrade.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Aleister Black.
Oh, of course.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
Vacant.
Vacant. I like Vacant. Tony D'Angelo, to be fair.
Vacant's a better worker at doing nothing.
Yeah. Vacant is more believably Italian, I think, too. That's a good point.
Johnny Gargano. I know you don't want. Yes, it's a weird thing because I know Johnny Gargano is definitely not high on the list, but he was much better in NXT than he was ever on the main roster.
Johnny Gargano was always a guy that had he played his part, it would have gone a lot better for him.
Yes.
Like if he was the guy that was more than willing to be a Sami Zayn, to be a guy that could take some bumps and just kind of roll around and sell, he would have been fine. As opposed to the dude that wanted to be Mr. Work Rate at 140 pounds. He did himself no favors,
Oh, you must be talking about the next person, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, speaking of, but well, you know what? The funny thing is Adam Cole did carry himself just still a little bit bigger. I mean, I know they were comparable in size, but he still carried himself a little bigger than Gargano. But, by the time he got to AEW, he was Polly Pocket. So,
So is Tony D'Angelo better than Keith Lee?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Keith Lee is better than Tony D'Angelo. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah. I mean, Keith Lee was just... Keith Lee, they let him talk. That was a mistake. Keith Lee is the textbook definition Mike Tyson guy, where you look at him. I mean, granted, Mike Tyson still kill you, but he's just the guy that you look at him and you just go, "Oh my God, fucking look at him!" And then he starts talking and he's like, "Good day, sir. How are you? Would you like to have a roll? I will take you in a
but you don't
take up arms against you, sir.
You don't believe that Keith Lee is an actual thespian, right? Like, at least some people believe that Tony D'Angelo is Italian, right?
That's, well, I really think that they missed the boat with him. Not that I think that by this point he could do anything with it. When he let the hair go white and it was all gray, he could have been one or two things. He could have been a wizard or just like an unk, just like a big, like have him come out with
Uncle
Phil? Like come out with an apron and be like, what are you kids cooking over there? Like he could have done that, something along those lines, but he's still better than Tony D'Angelo by a lot.
Is your Spanish good?
More or less.
¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name?
Mi nombre es Nestle.
Technically correct, but natives just say, me llamo Nestle.
Okay, but how?
Something along those lines, but he's still better than Tony D'Angelo by a lot.
Next up, we have Karrion Kross.
Yeah, by a lot.
And second title win for Vacated.
Yep, another good champion.
Finn Balor.
Oh God,
Finn was good. Finn was, matter of fact, no, Finn was great in NXT, and especially his shit with Kross. And I know I saw some comments even on our Patreon going, you guys are kind of glazing Kross's ability and stuff. And I have no problem with people not liking what Kross did in main roster WWE. It was atrocious. A lot of it was atrocious. But the shit that him and Scarlett were doing in NXT was fucking great.
That was very cool.
I don't know how people watch it and go, boring. Like, really? Fuck. I don't know.
Well, those are the Disney adult wrestling fans that just wanted jumps and flips and ballyhoo in the air. That was their whole. That's all they fucking cared about, you know.
Then we go to Samoa Joe again. That's his third, followed by Vacated's third. Right.
Neck and neck against Joe. Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa, Braun Breaker.
I'd still put Braun, like,
he was a lot more energetic in NXT too, which is a weird thing to say because you think that you look at him up on the main roster and you see Braun Breaker and you get that energy vibe, but I don't know, maybe it was because he was still younger. Like, yeah, he was rough around the edges. I remember having discussions with Kevin about him, you know, even back in the day, and you as well, like obviously on the respected shows, but it was always this thing like, this guy's going to be something. He's going to be someone. There was a lot more promise then with Braun Breaker, and I don't know, he just seemed hungrier, if that makes sense.
Well, it's harder to be patient with somebody when they're on the main roster and they're getting the attention that he's getting and getting the hype that he has. And honest to God, I mean, I know it's way, way too soon to tell.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't sit there and be like, well, I guess it's just over for him. But like him coming back the night after WrestleMania and kind of getting like a very, very tepid response. I'm telling you, like the way that people move now and the way that shit goes, at least on the main roster, I think a lot of people like, I'd rather just see Obafemi at this point, you know, bigger, more intimidating. He has more shit for people to kind of cling to and to, you know, hold on to like, okay, he's got the walk, he's got the music, you know, now you just had him kill Brock Lesnar for God's sakes. Shit moves fast. You're gone for 3 months. I mean, he was on TV like, what, 6 months? He got hurt twice.
Yes.
I mean, my God.
But it's also
and by the way, they were like, he probably got hurt again, too, because his head got busted open by Seth. It's like, ugh. This might not be a line. This might not be a long run for him. Let's be real.
Well, it wasn't even just that, though, too. I feel like a lot of people were not expecting him. Like, they had done so much positioning that Gunther match with Seth. I mean, as much as WWE loves surprising us, I don't think that was a surprise that anybody was really expecting. Or if you did, you kind of had a malaise about it because it felt like, well, if you were going to have the match, why wasn't that the match at Mania? Like, I look back at it, I'm like, well, if Braun Breaker was ready to go for a run-in and get into a physical altercation, now I know that there still could be complications. You still could be recovering in the real world. But it's kind of like, Now you presented him at full steam. He ran down that fucking 400-yard fucking ramp to kill Seth Rollins, but he couldn't have had his actual match with Seth Rollins. Do you know what I mean? Like it was weird.
Or something.
Weird. Right.
Yeah. Something. I mean, like any sort of actual physical in-ring. But then again, maybe not. And that's why maybe they also had it to where when he was throwing those spears, I don't want to blame Seth for it, or maybe Seth knew better, but he wasn't going into him as much as he's used to. I don't know. I feel like Bronson is going to have to learn how to actually work within his body type and know his limits instead of going out there and every single fucking day it's a suicide bomb, seppuku, 200 miles an hour off the ropes. Right. Oh, whoops, I'm injured again. Like, he can't be that guy.
True.
Because like I said, the people are already, if I'm taking one audience into account, like I said, let's see what happens. They're already like, oh, yeah, we already got our new big guy, Like, we're going to all bark now. He's like, nah, no thanks. Yeah,
I don't even know if it's that. Like I said, people love triggered responses, right? They love the Pavlov dog response. When he barks, people bark, even if they hate him. They fucking still bark because people just love to sing along with WWE at this point. I think, I really go back to the storyline aspect. I think I personally, looking back on it, was a little bit deflated because it's like, well, this dude came back, he showed up Seth. He could have had a 5-minute match with fucking Seth Rollins, made himself look good, put down Seth, and they could have continued the story at Backlash. Instead, we have Gunther involved for now literally no reason. Depending on if you believe the rumors that Brock might come back for SummerSlam. So I don't know if that just seems like that's a mess too. But yeah, if Brock Lesnar stays retired, then there was literally no point for Gunther to even have that match. Like it's a complete creative fuck up from the ground up. And I think that's why I just really didn't enjoy that match. And I see Rams fan. He's like, I remember people thought that Seth was going to be Gunther. Yeah, because Seth is the golden child.
Oh, that I think is also part of it as well, is that they didn't say, hey, what if we give old State Cop and Seth a short match? Seth gets a short match?
If you're married, you might want to stay away from this app because the girls here are aggressively bold. The moment you log in...
Seth gets a short match? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
What did Seth do wrong? Yeah.
What did Seth do wrong? He's the best worker in the company. Like people saying bullshit like that. Still. Yeah. It's like, well, maybe it's time for Seth to start, I don't know, not always constantly being the focal point of a show for months and months and years on end. I'm just guessing that might be a good idea. Especially if, like, here we are in Brock Lesnar, who, granted, yes, maybe now, will they, won't they, is he retiring? It seems more like he will. If Brock Lesnar is willing to get his fucking ass kicked in 5 minutes by this new guy.
Let me talk about
Seth can't, Let
me talk about the Brock Lesnar thing real quick and where that came from. WrestleVotes Radio talked about the detailed situation. They said there's a strong belief within WWE that Brock Lesnar was genuinely saying goodbye when he left his boots and gloves in the ring on Sunday at WrestleMania. With those they spoke to, believing that Lesnar is ready to call it a career. However, it is also felt that before it is all said and done, he will have one final match at this year's SummerSlam. Lesnar, who attended the University of Minnesota and has been billed from Minneapolis, Minnesota throughout his entire career, has only wrestled 2 televised matches in the state, with his last taking place in January of 2004. Wow, that's fucked up. You've only been home since your last match home was 22 years ago? Dear God. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
One contact told us the company is more than hopeful that he will be on the card again come August 1st and 2nd at the US Bank Stadium, downtown Minneapolis. So, I mean, it makes sense statistically. It would make sense to have him there, but I don't necessarily know if he needs a match. He could just do the John Cena tour, Can I also say this, that if you do that, and even though, God love him, love Gunther, right? Yeah.
kind of a fucking smack in the face to Oba. I mean, really, when you think about it, because it's like, Oba retires the Beast. Kinda. What I say? Oh, he has his last WrestleMania match. Come on, give me a break. You know, like I can understand. Maybe you somehow make it into something resembling a story where, you know, Brock, hey, Brock, we want you to come back. Brock, you got to come back, blah, 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 blah. And then Oba's music hits and he kind of gives him the okey doke, like he gets his blessing, you know, like, you know, though, you know, the Beast needs to rest in peace, whatever the fuck, you know, that's the only thing I could think of.
But it doesn't feel like it's a Brock decision, right? Like nobody forced Brock to take off his shoes and gloves and shit. So he did that willingly on his own. So clearly this is, again, another instance of perhaps WWE or TKO getting involved and saying, no, Brock, we've got one more for you. Basically doing the Undertaker thing with Vince. But we'll talk about some TKO stuff later. I just wanted to read the Brock Lesnar thing before we go on to the remaining great champions like Tony D'Angelo. But we also had Dolph Ziggler win one. Yep. Obviously much better than Tony D'Angelo.
Much better.
Braun Breaker again. Carmelo Hayes.
Much better, yeah.
Elijah Dragunov.
Absolutely much better.
I just don't know how you feel about him. We don't talk about him enough. And I know that he's kind of been... Yeah, go on.
I love Dragunov, but he's just, you know, he's just very boring. He's just a very bland guy. He doesn't resonate with people. Yeah. I mean, his matches are obviously fucking crazy, and he's an awesome worker. He looks like $1 million. He's a smaller guy, but, you know, it's like if Daniel Bryan had more intensity but less personality.
I just think of him as European Daniel Bryan. That's literally what I think of him as. Yeah.
He desperately needs a manager, like desperately needs somebody to do the talking for him. He needs somebody standing next to him. Honestly, it seems like I'm pulling a name out of a hat, but I can see it. They should have Spud with him, like just small British guy, Weasley. You know, here's my fucking prize fighter, something, because he can't.
I'm still in the Lana camp. I think you need a hot Russian that can talk. You know what? The way that so like Rusev, obviously, like Beast Machka, I step on you, I break your back, all that shit, right? I don't think Dragunov is that kind of a fighter, which is why you want to have a snivelly kind of Weasley male manager with him. What about
more than just like a really like attractive woman? You know.
What about what's his name in NXT that wears like the casual suits and flip flops? What the fuck is his name?
Oh, the guy that used to be Robbie E.
Yeah. What's his name?
Robbie. He'll always be Robbie Echoes.
Ethan, not Ethan Page. Jesus Christ, no.
Oh yeah, he's like
Robert Stone. Thank you.
Yeah. He's the GM of Evolve, right? Isn't that his whole deal?
Yeah, but he also had he had a clique back in the day too, kind of, you know. But
I don't know. I'm thinking I'm stuck on a little British guy like Spud. I just feel like, and by the way, I've been trying to for years be like, why is that dude not being used as a manager? I thought he was so good in that role.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Apparently, they didn't.
Yeah, Trick Williams, of course.
Much better.
Ethan Page.
Much better.
Trick Williams again. Obafemi.
Barely.
Yeah, I know. Ricky Saints, and then Obafemi again. And then vacated with his 4th title win. And that boy, they love vacated, huh? He's a mainstay down in NXT.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so far he just inched out Samoa Joe, I think.
Yeah. Joe Hendry. And then Tony D'Angelo. So
yeah, I mean, he is literally the worst name you mentioned by a mile. Like, sorry, I mean, I know that people would say, "Oh, come on, he's not that bad." Compared to everybody we mentioned, like, is there somebody like who would be a close second to him?
Adam Cole. I couldn't stand Adam Cole's run. I just never liked Adam Cole. He wasn't believable. Johnny Gargano's right down there too. Yeah, I was never a big part of it. You know, the Ciampa bit was a fun feud, but it wasn't enough for me to believe that this guy was the champion of all wrestlers. I just, whatever. But
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. He almost broke his fucking hip on AEW television last night. So
good for him.
I was at this.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's smart. He's my age, and he's doing like air raid crashes off the top rope with Darby Allin onto his ass onto the outside. I'm like, Jesus, dude. It's like, are you trying to get off? Are you trying to actually get hurt? I just don't. Whatever. That's its own thing. But yes, Tony D'Angelo fucking sucks. I'm hoping that he is quite literally a 2 month project until NXT tries to reload with, I guess, a couple guys from Japan and shit. But nah, he's Jinder Mahal at the moment. Let's be real. He's Jack Swagger at best.
If you're a mom, then you know just how expensive it is to feed a house full of kids. I mean, I need an entirely different budget category dedicated.